Hi, I'm Lisa, and this is my Google Earth presentation about the Ukraine Pavilion at the 2015 Venice Biennale. Right now, we see the country Ukraine, which is the second largest country in Europe, geographically located between the eastern countries of the European Union and Russia on the other side. When we click on the polygon of Ukraine, the essay about the history of the country appears, which talks about what is most relevant for the country's presentation at the Biennale. With the end of the Soviet Union, Ukraine declared its independence in 1991. Especially within the last decade, it suffered many political instabilities. The country tried more and more to define its own position as an actual independent nation, but found itself torn between the EU and political pressure from Russia. Most recent, in November 2013, Ukrainians protested against the government's decision to suspend preparations for an association agreement with the EU. The protests reached its peak in February 2014 when government forces killed 77 protesters. Following this event, the then sitting president Viktor Yanukovych fled the country and a new government was set up. In March 2014, pro-Russian forces seized and annexed, in a self-declared referendum, Crimea, the peninsula in Ukraine's southwest. The annexation caused the biggest East-West showdown since the Cold War and is internationally unrecognized by the European Union and the USA. At the same time, pro-Russian forces were trying to seize the regions Donetsk and Luhansk in the west of Ukraine. Even today, government forces are fighting against the pro-Russian separatists in these regions. Ceasefire agreements have been violated many times, and the conflict continues. So this is the region, the peninsula Crimea, and these are the regions Donetsk and Luhansk. And over here, the yellow place mark shows Kiev, the country's capital, and the place where the Euromaidan protest in 2013 happened and escalated. The Ukrainian Pavilion at the 56th Venice Biennale featured a group show titled Hope, and 7 artists and 1 artist collective presented their works in the pavilion. Within the polygon of Ukraine, you can see place marks where the different artists currently live and work, spread out through the whole country. Each placemark gives a short biography as well as links to their websites. A photo of themselves and their work that was presented at the Biennale gives them additional orientation. And now we are going to Venice, Italy, where the 56th Biennale took place. It was the country's 5th participation, and for 2015, they built a temporary glass pavilion along the Riva dei Sette Martini, a busy site located close to the Biennale's Arsenale and Giardini. Entitled Hope, the pavilion's exhibition draws on the current political and social context of their country, referring to the inner tensions and its unpredictable but hopefully better future. Through a variety of different media and material, such as sculpture, collage, photography, and performance video, 7 artists and 1 artist collective bring in different perspectives on the country's current situation. And within the pavilion's placemark, we see the glass pavilion itself and the 7 artworks. In a specific essay, I concentrated on the description and analysis of only 1 artwork rather than all of them, because I wanted to speak more about the overall presentation of the pavilion in this walkthrough. This particular essay talks about the work by the artist collective Open Group, who did a live video installation and performance titled Synonym for Wait. A third essay talks about the overall success of the pavilion. As the exhibition is titled Hope, the curatorial concept reflects different perspectives from Ukrainian artists on the current state of things in their own country. The artworks present the reality in the country. However, the transparent class structure of the pavilion itself alludes to the openness of Ukraine for a better future. Hope is a very rich and complex exhibition that represents Ukraine's contemporary art scene in this international setting of the Venice Biennale. This opens another aspect of the exhibition, in addition to a very thoughtful reflection of how the artists deal with the ongoing massive conflicts in their country. And the fourth essay is all about the artists whose works were presented in the pavilion. One of the main characteristics is that they were almost all born in the 1980s and are relatively young. How this may be connected to the curatorial concept of the pavilion is discussed in this short essay. This is my presentation about the Ukrainian Pavilion at the 2015 Venice Biennale. Thank you.